Okay, I'll be honest. I have at least 10 failed recordings of me trying to do a review of this game. And it's not because I can't find the words for this game. It's usually that there's no proper way to put this game. It's just such a middle-of-the-road kind of game that I can never find a proper balance of how to describe it. But I'm going to try this time, so here we go. So, starting with the visuals, it looked just like the 3DS games, which may not be a bad thing for some people, but for me, after being fed, like, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and Mario Odyssey, two beautiful games, and then just looking at this, something and that has the same budget as probably one of the Mario games, maybe a little lower, probably, because, you know, Mario is the top guy there, but still, they have a good budget. Pokemon is they have a lot of money, is what I'm trying to say, so I expected a lot more coming into this. Like, I come into this realizing, yeah, it's Kanto again, so they're not going to change things up too much, but I expected it at least to look a lot more colorful and more, what's the word I'm looking for? More whimsical, I guess. Because it's just so bland, it's so boring. Like, everything's just on using just a couple of different colors, you know. I wanted some vibrant and beautiful land. And I don't know how long the production time on this game was, so maybe this was more just a rushed game, just dip their feet into the console market there for the one game, and then next year's game that they already announced is going to exist. Maybe that's where they're putting all their effort into, but this is a game nonetheless that I had to pay $60 to play, so I'm reviewing it just the same. So, yeah, visual-wise, it's meh. Art style, you know, that's always going to be the same. It's always had that Pokemon charm there. Ooh, that would be a good title, Pokemon Charm. That would be a good spin-off. I don't know what it would be about, but that would be a good spin-off. Anyway, so what's next? I guess the story. Do I have to do the story? It's literally just Pokemon Yellow again. What else do I have to say? It's Pokemon Yellow, but they just change up a couple of different things now that they have the ability to do that because we're not back in the 1990s. Alright, good. Moving on. So, the gameplay of it. I know. Wow, we're already halfway through the video, and I haven't talked about the gameplay yet. So, the gameplay. Yeah, nothing. There's either no change or a drastic change. So, let's talk about the no change. The controls, they're the exact same as you would expect them to be. You know, you just walk around, and that's it. One big thing that has been added that can either be a good thing or a bad thing is Pokemon following you around. Now, why I even mentioned this, I'm not just going to chalk it up as some small little thing they added just, you know, because, oh, it's so cute, you know, they're all following you around. Oh, look at that little thing following you. Oh, it's going to trip any second now, isn't it? The reason I actually talk about this is because these Pokemon actually have a use. Some Pokemon you can ride on top of as your bike for this game because you can't get a bike in this game. You have to use one of the Pokemon. And if you want to fly, you need a Pokemon that can fly. I mean, sure, that's after the game's over, so you probably could just go find any Pokemon. But, like, still, I mean, I'm just saying. Like, you need very specific Pokemon to ride on or fly on. And, yeah, there's an abundance of Pokemon that you can just find for that. They made sure you have enough that you're never just have no chance of getting them. Heck, there's even some guy that if you catch, like, 5 certain Pokemon and give it to him, or maybe not give it to him, just show it to him, he'll give you a Pokemon you could ride on. Either being a Persian or an Arcanine. So, I mean, that's pretty neat, I guess. You know, make sure that people could have a Pokemon to ride on at least, so that's nice. No, they shouldn't. Can you ride on? I never tried that. I really want to know now. I don't think you can, but I wish you could ride on. Dang it. But, so, the only reason I mention that is because sometimes I really wish that you didn't have to ride on the Pokemon just to travel around. Instead, they could just follow you behind. It's a small nitpick, but it's a nitpick nonetheless. Now, one thing I actually want to mention about the gameplay is the way you catch Pokemon. Now, sometimes I find this annoying, and sometimes I feel like, it's pretty good. And I'm just saying the way you catch Pokemon. So, if you guys don't know, the way you catch Pokemon is you get your Joy-Con or your Pokeball Plus, whatever you got, and you just fling it. You fling the thing up, and the Pokeball flies and hits at the Pokemon. Which, I mean, it's kind of like Pokemon Go's catching system, which is what it was based off of, so, yeah. So, there's a little ring, and, like, if you get a nice, you have a higher chance of catching it. A good or great or something, you have a higher chance. An excellent, you even have a higher chance. At least I think you have a higher chance. I don't know. I've gotten multiple excellents in a row, and I still wasn't able to catch a certain Pokemon before. So, well. But anyways, I mean, it's still just luck either way. But my only reason I'm mentioning this is because there's a lot of problems with it that I've seen. Like, some people try to toss the ball, and it just flies straight to the left. Or sometimes they do it, and it flies all the way over the Pokemon. I don't even know why Game Freak lets you have a Pokeball fly that far. There's never a time where a Pokemon's that far back. But no, it's possible still. I'm not just going to walk around it. Alright, now, just to make this a quick and concise video, we're going to do a lightning round kind of a thing for a bunch of other stuff I wanted to talk about, but don't got the time to. So, here we go. Gym time requirements to enter are really dumb. 2-player mode's fine. Styling your Pokemon's hair is really tedious and annoying. Leveling is fair as long as you don't go out of your way to level up your Pokemon and you just follow the main path. Blue makes absolutely no sense in the timeline of this game. Jesse and James has very little comedic value, and the fact that Meowth isn't able to talk is the biggest disappointment of 2018. The Pokeball Plus is small but easy to use. The fact that it only has 2 buttons sometimes can be a problem, and it's definitely not worth $50. The fact they psyched us out and made us believe we were going to fight Professor Oak is the second biggest disappointment in 2018. Combo chaining is a fun and simple way to try to catch more rare or shiny Pokemon. The level gap between game and post-game is really surprising. Alright, lightning round over. Now, I've named a lot of negatives so far, but one positive that I always have to point out about a game is how fun it is. And this game is incredibly fun to play, like any Pokemon game. That's kind of the main reason I feel like Pokemon's so popular. Not because of their stories, only one game really had a truly amazing story. Not because of their graphics, they've always been on handheld consoles, so yeah, nothing going for them there. So usually always what they determined on was how fun the games can be, which is always something they excel at. They make incredibly fun games that you can play for hours and hours on end, which I did. I clocked in like 30 hours in the first few days I had it, so if that's not a sign, I don't know what is. But anyways, I mean, it was just a fun game to play overall. There was just a couple little problems I had. So, I don't know, take that how you will. I named out the good, and I've named out the bad, I guess. I've named the bad more than I named the good, because the good I only named 30 seconds, but that's a strong good I named out, so, yeah. So yeah, overall, this is a good game. I enjoyed playing through it the whole time. There was just a couple of things that annoyed me. And I'm really hoping those things get fixed up, or, the problems are just completely removed in Generation 8, whenever that comes out. Maybe it's next year. Maybe, hey, we're getting those Diamond and Pearl remakes were one in this next year, and then the next year's Gen 8. Who knows? I mean, only time will tell, I guess. So, thank you guys for watching. That is all. And goodbye. I don't know what that outro was. I wanted to try something new, but that's just no. Ugh. Thank you guys for watching. That is all, and goodbye.